What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 2% podcast. That joke's rinsed, to be honest. I'm here with Hayden and Will.
Welcome back, boys.
Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reacting. No, we're not going to be reacting. We're going to be doing the self-improvement tier list. Okay, so I've whipped up a few things here and we're just going to smash through it.
Our faces are actually covering up.
That's fine. We'll see it when it's on the thing.
As long as you got the top row.
Yeah. So we've got looks maxing, things like combat sport, fashion, cold showers, reading books, gel king, black pill, red pill, frame, steroid. We got the whole 9 yards. We've thought of everything we possibly can.
Probably missed a bunch, but...
And yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one and we're going to decide where it goes and we're going to come to a mutual agreement as to where it is placed.
Also, I think we need to, can you, shuffle them around a bit more? Because they're a bit,
in order type thing?
Yeah, they're a bit too much in order, because it was in order of when we...
That's okay. That's alright. Does not matter. That is such an irrelevant thing. Any stories? Before we do this, any funny stories before we get into the main contents of the episode?
Funny stories.
No. All right. Let's get into it.
My life is boring, bro.
Okay.
My life is
Number one. Number one. Looks making. Where's this going?
I reckon A.
They can't see it.
If it's not S, then it's not right.
Okay, so I think
there's a bias going on in here.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not going off what I think. I'm going off priority to improving your life, and I don't think looks maxing is the most important.
But
unless you're doing content for it.
Yeah.
So I think
in terms of something, I think it should be A. It's something you should care about, but not make it your life.
All right. So
how can you make it your life?
I will give the microphone to Rory, and he has to try to convince us on why it's S tier.
I will do so. So, let me get ready for this one. So,
what is looks maxing? Start.
First of all, life as a subhuman is shit.
Agreed.
Life as someone who looks half decent is worlds better. Eons better, in fact. So, in my own personal experience, the positive feedback loop is immense when you go from subby to Chad Thundercock. So, in my opinion, looks maxing deserves to be an S because of, it's just basically, if it's not an S, then it doesn't make sense because it's a halo effect for your entire life. It halos everything you do. For example, you saw the influencer, what was his name? You said, imagine having a personal brand when you look like this, and it's Lucas Karga, and he looks like the Chad filter, 24/7. It's
No, he's got munted teeth.
Whatever.
I don't know who that is.
Probably a subhuman. Anyways, there you go.
And it's like name an ugly celebrity.
Well, I will say there are plenty of ugly celebrities, and that's what I was about to get into. Is looks maxing can't be S tier. I would say it's A tier for sure, but S is it's perfect. Everyone must do it, but looks maxing can breed a lot of insecurity and a lot of feminine activities.
Agreed.
That's why looks maxing I would put into. I mean, looks maxing. If you know about looks maxing, you're a little autistic and you're also a little feminine. So I think it makes you 10% more feminine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
In terms of
maybe
I understand it gives you a halo effect, but in terms of the whole range of self-improvement, looks maxing isn't going to get you a house, a job, and everything. It's not going to get you all that shit.
It sets you up.
Here's my argument. When you do everything else on this list, you don't need to focus on the looks maxing, and the results will show for themselves. Yeah. Such as getting sober, fixing your diet and stuff like that. That'll get you past the threshold. Even just getting into the gym and getting lean.
You argue that's a part of looks maxing.
I will honestly say though, everything, the rest of the stuff on this list, you have less motivation to do so because, let's be real, when you look good, you feel good. And if you wake up in the mirror every single day, you've got an acne-ridden face. You look like shit. The motivation to do cold showers, the motivation to start a business, to be disciplined, to have a good diet, all these things are just negligent because it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you look like shit. I'm just gonna be real. If you look bad, if you look convincingly shit, and you're getting negative feedback from almost every single person in your life, which will happen if you do look like shit. And if you do look like shit, you're gonna know that. It's just so
Elon Musk
honestly, Elon Musk is fine.
But he's rich, and then what?
Exactly.
He looks like poo.
He's rich, and then he gets veneers. So there you go. But yeah, look, it depends. If you want to rank the importance of it, I think it's what's the word? It's subjective based on your starting point. So for someone like me, who obviously I have great genetics, but I also had bad genetics at the same time, meaning that my starting point was shit, but my potential was also very high. So for someone like me would be very important. But if you're someone who has a fixed amount of potential, but also started off pretty decent, so it's like the average guy, say you start off as a 5 out of 10, your potential's like 6 or 7, not as important. You can put in an A tier. But if your potential's higher and your starting point was lower, then it's more important. So at the end of the day, it depends on the person, but for the sake of the argument, you guys are all going to go for A tier. We'll say A tier. We'll go with
because it's going to go A tier because it's not perfect.
And I think the other things on this list,
looks maxing. I am going to be the end decider of where this goes, but I will lean into certain categories based on your guys' judgment as well.
Judge and where the fuck
you guys influence my decision.
Well, yeah,
all right?
Whatever Nelson says is gospel.
Exactly.
and I think it'll be cool if at the end of all of this, we all get one chance to move something around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Next one. Weight training / gym. I'm going to put this
read that.
straight away. I can read it.
Weight training gym. That's got to be S tier.
That's got to be. It's got to be
Okay.
A tier because
You can't put it in S if you're putting looks maxing in A.
Yeah, but it's like it's gym and weight training has helped me the most want to work more. Like it literally built like more of a work ethic for me. Like it helped me want to do things for myself, to work hard. In terms of self improvement, I think gym is should be an S.
Like with looks maxing, it's an external thing. It's not internal. So there are some flaws with it, like body dysmorphia, things like your genetic potential. There are some flaws within weight training, and also it doesn't actually mean you are superior to other people. So I'm gonna put an A tier.
I'm gonna say fair, I'm gonna say you're wrong. To be honest, I think I'm better than everyone else. No, that's not what I mean. I think that if you're going with that argument, I think looks maxing deserves to go up into S, and weightlifting. Just wait. Let the man speak. Looks maxing goes in S and weight training goes in A, because if you put looks maxing and weight training into both A, everyone knows that body is the least important when it comes to looks maxing. It goes face, height, then body. But listen, let the man speak. Okay, let me speak. Let me get my point across.
Speak, go.
Okay. Oh yeah, and then no, okay. Let me actually speak. So the reason I say that is because weightlifting and looks maxing, it affects the internal. Obviously, it's an external thing that you do. You're trying to look better on the outside portion. But if you're someone who has, say for example, you were insecure in your past, and by looking good, it makes you feel good, and you feel more secure within yourself, then it's more important and it affects the internal. But if you're someone who doesn't get any real validation and feeling of acceptance within the way you look or anything, then sure, it deserves to go lower. I think a lot of this stuff is going to be subjective, to be completely honest with you. Like for someone like me, looks maxing is S and weightlifting is A. For someone like you guys, you may be different and may be lower.
Here's the thing. I think we've all been training for so long, we forget what it's actually done for us. I think it's better for your internal than it is your external. I'm not even thinking about the external.
I'm genuinely only going to the gym for the...
It's literally what cured my depression and probably what cures most people's.
Looks maxing.
I think because that's the first thing I recommend to anyone that's just in a rut or in the shit. Like when I'm thinking of my younger self, one thing I'm glad I did is the gym.
Actually, now I think about it, I think weightlifting S, looks maxing A, because by what you just said, when you do get into looks maxing, it is going to depend on your genetic starting points as well. There's a lot of, like you said, body dysmorphia that is created from that. With that being said though, weightlifting will do the exact same thing but for your body. But the reason why it's not as important, the body dysmorphia, is because for the most part you can change your body to a substantial degree. Sorry.
Go into A tier.
I think A actually, yeah.
But things.
I think that's the whole start of why.
There are more things like combat sport.
Yeah, but now we're about to get into combat sport, which is arguably way better for your mental health and for getting in shape.
I reckon we should get into the next one.
Yeah. All right. Well, combat sport.
Are we all in agreement that it's A along?
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're both A. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is flaws. Like as you see, you walk down the Derrimits, you see the flaws in bodybuilding and weightlifting. It breeds some fuckwits.
But let's
training in general.
Right here.
Everyone should do it.
Let's both picture a life without looks maxing, without weightlifting.
Well, that's me. I could picture it without looks maxing, but not weightlifting, because weightlifting is a part of my lifestyle.
Yeah, I think looks maxing I've never really done, and I've seen heaps of improvements. You
subconsciously do it, like
everyone.
You do your hair in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't.
Well, how But anyway, we'll get on to the next one. So, combat sports. I'm just going to yeet that up into S tier and then explain my argument. Yes. No. All right. So listen,
biased, mate.
This is heavily biased. This is heavily biased.
It's so biased.
We haven't decided yet. Put that back down.
I just slinged it right up. All right, so combat sports. Give me a flaw as to why someone should not do combat sports.
This is a good argument.
It's not.
There are none.
I wouldn't say there's any flaws, but I will say. Yeah. Okay. I won't say there's any flaws, but I will say that the things that you gain from doing a combat sport is probably less than going to the gym, which sounds like cope, right? But it's really not, because realistically, if you're doing combat sports, you're doing gym. But if you're doing gym, you're not doing combat sports most of the time. Like, this is for the majority of people, right? So there's usually, I see cross communities when it comes to gym and combat sports. And like I said before, most people get into combat sports from gym, but not a lot of people go from combat sports to gym. So what I'm really saying here is that if you had to choose one for the rest of your life, it kind of has to be gym, because you can do combat sports, right? And you can, build up a little bit of muscle, but you're not going to feel like your frame doing combat sports.
Well, are we excluding like strength and conditioning?
You might realize is when you get into combat sports, why the fuck do you care about filling out your frame? That desire goes all the way down. You don't really care as much. It's not relevant.
It's an ego thing.
It's an ego thing. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Trust me.
They're both, I'd say, in the majority of places, I think they're both equally as important.
Yeah,
because
you need both. You
need both.
It's just because combat sports doesn't really change what you look like.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's...
It does. My rear delts have exploded.
No, that. But I'm saying, like, to the extent of looks maxing and gym, it doesn't change the looks nowhere near as much. Like combat sport, it's more of an internal thing, Bob.
You can I reckon, look, if you're gonna argue the internal and the external side of things, internally it will change you, but then again, so will gym. You look at the external viewpoint on things. The gym is going to vastly increase your external point.
No, the combat does more, bro, because it gives the confidence. Yes, it does.
I'm saying listen. I've gained confidence from the gym. I already have a great amount of confidence within myself. The combat sport portion for me is something that's going to increase it more, but not to the same rate that the gym did. So you look at the two sides of things. Like I said, the internal, you're going to increase more initially from the gym. They're probably the same realistically. The internal lasting effects you're going to get within confidence, but the external with the gym is going to be way more than combat sports.
Here's my argument. The most looked up upon people, usually combat sports athletes. They're usually the GOATs. They're usually the Muhammad Ali's, the Mike Tysons.
That's a good point.
The John Joneses. No one... you've got like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, and then there's Arnold. But realistically, when you talk about like real men, you're talking about combat athletes. You're talking about boxers.
Yeah, I don't
Muhammad
think...
Ali's, the greats.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I think you should do both, realistically. Yeah, well, that's why we're even...
So we're going to get into A tier, because we've got to get along.
Yeah, we'll go A.
Yeah. Well, can I say one more thing with combat sport? It would teach you more better decision making, because there is something at stake with combat sport. Like, you get hit. With gym, nothing happens.
You can fuck up your shoulder or whatever, but...
Yeah, but it's not even like compared to the combat sport. If you literally make a mistake, you'll get knocked out.
Yeah.
It's... I reckon...
It definitely requires way more discipline.
Internally, I think combat sport is better.
Yeah.
I agree. All around.
Yeah. All right, you're very much into fashion. You can go to the next one.
Somewhat, yes. Well, I do have a fashion
that's our
brand. So, fashion. I'm actually gonna put this at a pretty high rating. I don't think I'll put it.
I reckon B.
I'm gonna put it.
I'm gonna say B.
I'm thinking B tier because
it's so easy to look decent.
It's so easy to look decent. Like, you could probably accidentally chuck together a good fit if you really wanted to. And if you look smacks, you train and you fill out your frame. Like, anything's really gonna look good on you.
Fashion is a big variety.
I'm gonna put it in B tier because it's definitely important, and when you get it right, you definitely improve it a couple points. But you need all this to look good in fashion.
Exactly, and if you look good, you can just go to Kmart and pull off a fresh fit.
Yeah,
like literally.
No, I wear Kmart stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
All right, cold showers.
I reckon that's C.
C, because it can be a waste of time for some people that are short on time.
Beneficial.
Definitely beneficial.
I do it all the time, and it helps me so much.
It can help. It's just a little thing, like.
It's just the time is the only negative.
Well, is this? Have we got ice bath in here?
Oh, well, that's the same thing. Cold showers, cold exposure.
Cold therapy. So it could be replaced.
This list is going to be based on the importance of what you should add to your life, I guess. So I'm going to put this in C tier because it's not right for everyone, but for some people it is. Do we all agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very beneficial, but it won't like improve you like a lot.
Yeah. Reading books / audiobooks I'll do as well.
I was thinking that's B, purely because improvement is like expanding knowledge and everything. If you read a lot, you'll learn so much.
There is a not.
With that being said, though, you can find knowledge anywhere. It doesn't have to be books, and books are very obviously if this was reading, then it'd be different, but this is reading books, so we're judging it based on books. So I think books are very some books are very good. There's great knowledge in these things, but they're quite fixed. They're not really changing and everlasting. So I think knowledge would be a good one instead of reading books. But for the most part, if I had to, the last time I read a book was when the power went out.
It's just so time consuming.
I think DT.
If you read like 10 pages before you go to bed, that's the same amount of time you'd be on your phone.
Yeah,
I think it'd be more beneficial reading a book before I go to bed to avoid the blue lights and then to actually read the book. So
I've learned, like when I had like a reading phase. When I did that, I was so dialed in and time efficient because I was just never on my phone. I had a goal, like when I was on lunch I'd read 3 pages, and then before bed I would read 10 pages, and I just it made me do everything quicker and want to do more.
To be honest, I've been in that same exact state where I'm reading for the sake of reading kind of thing. So I remember when I was doing that exact thing where I would set a goal I need to read a chapter. I would actually bring a book to the gym and then read a chapter or read a couple pages before each set for the sake of it. Yeah, exactly. Because it's good. It's positive reinforcement. You're combining it with an activity that you already enjoy so that you're more likely to adopt that habit. But nevertheless, if you're reading a book because you love it, you won't be 3 pages down, 10 pages down. It won't feel like a chore. You actually just love doing it, and you'll forget that you're even there. So I think from what
this doesn't include audiobooks.
No, this does include audio.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, then B, because that's all I listen to at work.
Look, I mean, keyword work. If you weren't at work all the time,
you wouldn't do it. There's better activities to do.
You'll just be doing the action.
I think this is. I honestly think this is a solid D tier, to be honest.
I've learned so much from reading an audiobook. I think it's
I could be C. I think it's got to at least be C tier.
And also for self-improvement, you will start at a stage where you do have a lot of time on your hands. So.
And you need to learn.
The only thing is, reading books for me, I have a more as-you-go approach. Is it rude for me to say it's dated? Because
it takes a person
when you're working, what I'm doing is I'm problem solving. I'm finding the problem and then I'm solving it with a YouTube video or someone who can tell me the direct problem for that. Exactly. Reading books can just breed a lot of overthinking and useless knowledge. But I will put it in D or C.
I think if it has benefits, it can't be D tier.
Okay, all right, yep. So it does have benefits. So we'll do C tier. We'll do C tier because there are some actually really good books that people should read.
Yeah. No, I like this one.
Okay, next one, cold approaching. So that's exposure therapy to the public. It's like touch grass maxing, basically.
Yeah, breathing oxygen, touching grass.
I'll put this.
But going out of your way to set up cold approaching.
Yeah, let's discuss it real quick.
Just going out of your way just to talk.
Yeah.
I feel like it should also.
A lot of guys need to do this. A lot of guys need a cold approach. I'm firm with that belief. Yeah. I'm firm with the belief that a lot of dudes need to learn how to talk to people random, because talking and your speech is so important.
Yeah,
it's so important. And also just interacting and networking on the fly. Yeah, and it's just super fun as well.
Yeah, it's great knowing how to talk on the fly because realistically, so many people now are on Discord and there's no real consequences to the way they speak. But if you put yourself out in a situation that is quite stressful, especially with women are scary, guys. So you want to put yourself in a position where you're talking to women on the fly. You don't want to be seen as creepy guys. So, it's satire. But yeah, look, I think anyone putting themselves in an uncomfortable position, and let's be fucking real, no matter how confident you are, to some degree, you're going to be uncomfortable talking to the opposite
Especially
gender.
if it's a cold approach and not there's no context.
And you're talking to someone for the first time, you've got no idea what they're thinking, what their opinions are, what they might be thinking of you, things like that. These are normal things to be thinking about. But if you continuously expose yourself to these, sort of environments, then yeah, fucking oath, it's important. So I reckon personally, for what it's done for me, I'm gonna say C edging on B.
Yeah, I'd say C tier.
C edging on B. So we'll go. You know what we'll do?
Because I like.
We'll put it at the front of C. So we'll rank it like that. We'll put it at the front.
Is that how it works?
I guess so.
Sure, it does now.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Next one, business.
S.
S.
I think it's got to be S.
Gotta be S.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Because like the one,
yeah.
you need freedom. in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
world.
yeah,
You
yeah,
need
yeah, yeah. I
freedom.
agree. So business also falls under the umbrella of building your own personal brand, becoming an entrepreneur, making your own money, having an enterprise, having your businesses that you own,
Being independent.
and being
is not
independent in
something
general.
you can do.
Being independent.
I'm literally just gonna fucking sling it right into S tier, to be honest.
Just argue.
Because like even if you're jacked, you can fight, you can get all the women in the world. It doesn't matter if you still got to rock up to your
Yeah,
job every day.
exactly.
It just
Like-
doesn't matter because
like,
that's your life. You're living.
Looking good and being big will get you benefits in social situations, but it will never get you a lot of money unless you're doing what Rory does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which is a business.
yeah, it is a bit. Yeah, which is a business.
It has to be S tier.
If
For
you're
sure.
not making,
All right. There's not much, not much
much
debate for
else to
that.
say, or
There's
what?
not much debate for that.
Discipline
It's just-
S, no questions
yeah,
asked.
discipline S.
Discipline has
S.
to be S
You're
because
not gonna be able to build a business without discipline.
Yeah.
yeah.
No
No
fab,
Ooh.
probably,
Should we give King Meyer a call?
yeah, maybe. He probably,
Should I actually ring him?
Should we see if he
yeah,
answers?
let's do it.
Yeah, let's ring
I'm
him.
gonna ring him on Instagram.
Okay, for now, we'll just discuss it to fill the
Still
time.
never met King Meyer.
Really?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean, bro. So, you know what?
You go.
Hold on, I'm calling him out. Hopefully he doesn't say some wild shit and just get called like him.
No fap. I'm actually gonna. I'm thinking right now. I'm putting it in like C or B. I'm
Yeah,
floating around
I
there.
reckon, yeah, C or B. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Porn's not in there. If it was, if I was to do no
Oh,
porn,
no.
I'd put that in like A tier or B tier because
Yeah.
it just rots your brain, bro.
We'll just, for the sake of it, then.
Hold up, I'm still calling him. If he doesn't answer, we'll make a decision on our own. We need someone to brainwash us, convince us.
You go on speaker, bro? I can't
believe I
can hear the ring.
If he doesn't say S tier, there's something wrong.
No, you don't have it
Yeah.
on speaker.
Yeah, do.
Oh, you do. What the fuck?
Oh, King Meyer.
That doesn't sound like King Meyer.
Wait, we're on the podcast right now. We're doing a tier list, right?
Yeah.
And we're up to no fap. Is it D, C, B, A, or S tier? Convince us why it's S tier.
Why in self-improvement?
Yeah. We're up to the no fap.
How important is no fap?
how important is it?
What's the top and what's the bottom?
So in S tier we've got business and discipline.
Just go by like best or worst.
Oh, we've got S, A, B, C, and just D tier.
S is what? S is the best.
S tier. S tier.
S tier. Why is it, why is it S tier?
Because you're calling me right now, mate. I want to see what it says right now.
He wouldn't have picked up if he wasn't on it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on his
I'm
shit.
being on the sides right now.
Alright.
Put
Well,
it in S tier, bro.
We'll say this is no fap and no porn as well.
Yeah, well, so that also includes no porn.
Simple as that, bro.
Alright, you heard from the man. Thanks for your contribution, mate.
When we'll reverse engineer this actually.
I have a
I'm a-
debate. I can debate
Yeah,
this.
but hang on. Before you do that, I want to reverse engineer it, right? So,
Yeah.
no successful person is fapping their dick to porn. Is
No.
my is no? You don't think so?
Oh no, they're not fat.
Actually, no. Hang on. We just seen Drake. We just seen Drake
Oh, yeah, true.
putting his
No,
dick.
but I will say, sometimes, with like when you're wanting to improve by making your own business and everything, you kind of can't have any distractions.
Okay.
And
Yep.
if I don't have a, I start thinking about chicks. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta get a chick.
Yeah.
And so I have to let it go every
you
now
have
and
to
then.
release.
I guess
Just
so.
otherwise, I'm like thinking about tits, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out and get a girl. But then that wastes time.
Thinking about tits.
That's why, yeah. And so I have to just to get back in the motion of like
Yeah.
I feel that.
being dialed in. So that's why I
Yeah,
think
that's
A.
Just a quick rub one.
Yeah.
A? Are we gonna disrespect
Just a
King
quick-
Meyer like
just a
that?
quick
We'll do A.
belief.
Are we gonna reverse King Meyer's decision? He's not gonna be
Yeah.
happy
Yeah,
about
because it's
that.
not perfect. Because blue
It's not
balls
perfect.
exist.
Yeah.
It isn't perfect.
I literally
Oh, bro.
I think it has to be perfect to be S tier.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, the frustration and the pent up energy is good, but to a certain degree, it can be very negating, and then
It's
it
like-
becomes.
especially-
I just need a wank.
Especially in where I work on a beach area, and there's just chicks walking around in like G-string bikinis around. All
That's
the
when
time.
you
I'm just,
utilize the
like,
cold
sitting there,
approach, mate.
Like
Yeah,
fucking.
utilize the
Yes,
cold
cold
approach.
I'm at work, mate. I'm not gonna fucking walk up
the
my
coat.
Woolies
The
uniform.
coat.
and have your number.
Yeah, mate.
What, my Woolies uniform?
Yeah, I
Fuck
think,
that shit.
I think that's the only reason.
That's a
it's
halo
not
effect
perfect,
with the Woolies uniform.
Is sometimes like it gets like yes, you shouldn't. If you're addicted, fucking
Yeah.
oath, no,
Yeah.
just stop that shit.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
subjective.
if it's you're doing it like every once in a while because let's say you're on a dry streak, right? You got no women on the line. It sometimes like it just clears
Yeah.
your mind a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Subjective.
When you got a chick that's like, you know, good with what you do, it's
and
fine.
exactly and
But-
in my idea in nature it usually goes like this. There's one there's one alpha male in the pack that just fucks all the women animals, and then the rest they never reproduce in their life. So wouldn't that
Brutal.
almost so
It's the black pill, mate.
so they're never no, it is. Well, they're never busting a nut, right?
Yeah.
So that pretty much
Totally.
solidifies them as the beta animal.
Yeah.
So do you think that it might do that with us?
Yeah, but here's another point, right? Are you really trying to convince yourself that you're an alpha when you're jerking off to pixels?
Yeah.
And the
it's
thing
pretty
is,
fucked.
right,
It
you're
is pretty
jerking
sad.
off, jerking off to pixels, right?
That's why I recommend you always have a chick.
Just weird.
You've just busted a fat nut, right?
Yeah.
Your brain is telling you, time to rest, we are the alpha, and you've done nothing.
And you're in
So-
third person. It's low key just
Yeah.
like, you're a cuck.
So, yeah.
I still think it's
not-
I think it's like don't do it at all. But if you're like
It won't unless you're.
No,
dick-
I still think it belongs in A tier.
yeah, but if you
18.
don't have the time for a girl and cause
Yeah.
you're doing shit like business.
So next one we have diet. I'm gonna put this in fucking S tier, bro.
S tier.
All the
It's
way.
definitely an S. If
Everything
there was
else
one above
fails.
S, I'd probably put it in that too. To be honest.
Everything else fails unless your diet's right.
If-
Put it to
like,
the front of it.
Diet, yeah, like diet is the problem
Yeah.
with this world.
People don't realize how bad it is.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's not enough awareness around. Well, I guess there is,
As
but
I'm
people don't
drinking a
care.
There
fucking
is, but
chemically
yeah,
induced
they're
monster.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but that's where fucking.
Oh, that's the thing though. Alright, real fucking shit. I'm gonna call it any cunt who drinks soft drink without caffeine. What are you doing? What is the
Why would you
purpose?
just have that with?
What is the purpose of drinking anything? I don't. Yeah, but like 25 milligrams. Fuck all. Right? If you're drinking soft drink, you've got no caffeine in it. What is the purpose of drinking that shit?
Tastes good.
Either drink
You don't drink with
fucking water or even, bro. I'm actually considering getting rid of these and not even drinking these anymore and taking caffeine pills.
Oh yeah, I reckon if
'Cause, like,
T-Myers jumped on the
don't drink.
podcast, I reckon he's gonna see NoFap in 8 here. He's gonna give me a ring. He's like, what the fuck have you done?
He's gonna have it to spy you, I reckon, next time he sees you. But yeah, no, yeah,
So,
real shit.
that's
Supplement.
we got to start smashing through these because we're only like.
Well,
how
those
many
I feel
through?
like we've done most of
We've
the
done the most important
main
key ones, yep. So, alright, so next we have supplements. I'm just going to put this in C tier, to be honest, because because at the heights,
Testosterone growthing ones is so beneficial.
but how beneficial, bro? Because
Compound effect.
What do you mean? We've literally had proof that their nuts getting bigger. Like
yeah, that's true. But
In terms of doing the things that are
if you're
required,
supplementing with something you need, obviously it's
But
important.
it's just like it's simple. If it was taking a lot of time out of your day, I'd be like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll
but
put it
it's
in B
literally
tier.
just taking pills. You have it while you
B
brush
tier.
your teeth.
yeah, and if
Game.
It's just easy.
creatine too is like
Yeah, it's massive.
yeah, it's massive.
Caffeine supplements.
Yeah, or
Fucking-
if caffeine's no, it's not a
If we're talking caffeine, like,
no, no, but you're not supplementing caffeine with anything else.
whatever.
Caffeine's just caffeine.
Game.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like Fortnite, a D.
no. So like,
Okay, well,
do we
here's
do
my
with
argument.
game?
Here's my argument, right?
argument with what?
it's basically just
The worse looking you are, the more game you need. The better looking you are, the less game you need. But everyone needs game.
you need some form.
So subjective. Like everything on this fucking list is subjective. So
But-
you guys.
And the thing is,
I don't care anymore.
when you have no game, it can fuck with your life because
Oh, it's just a bit of
when you-
awareness.
yeah, that's when you turn into like a nice guy. And
Yeah,
you get
true.
fucked over. You get manipulated.
Yeah.
'cause you don't understand it. you
Yeah,
know?
there's a real thing called mental cells, right? This is a real fucking problem, right?
Mental
it's
cells.
people who scroll on .org too much, and they're Chad looking guys, but they scroll. They're scrolling on looksmax.org a little bit too much, okay?
Stop the scroll.
So those are mental cells, but you get people like in Australia who have the Pui Mo, the mullet Mo halo. They look like Poe, but they still pull because they got the game.
I wouldn't say
So-
it's like, I
So,
just love that
The
shit.
thing is, no, like the thing is, you don't actually need game because, well, it is important, but like for the majority of my life, I don't even know what the fuck game was.
Yeah.
If you're on your purpose and you're worrying about other, she's not your one and only or whatever, your holy grail. That's all you really need.
Can you
because
define like game?
game's just playing games. It's not going to get you a solid relationship.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
why
going to
I'm-
get
it's
you.
just
It's
kinda
going to
like
get you
being,
some bullshit.
like ultimate like
Yeah.
flirting,
Yeah, no,
like fake
yeah,
flirty.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. If you're doing game to secure, don't do game to secure a long term because realistically, the real you will come out eventually once you get comfortable, and then she goes bye bye. But
it's almost like compensating for the
yeah.
flaws in your life.
yeah, I get not really. I mean, it really depends, but
You're being
I
a whole
think,
different. You're being a whole different person for her.
yeah.
It's kind of like a simp move.
Yeah, it's true. Just be authentic.
I can see.
I would go D tier to be honest, because like if you're on your shit, you won't need it.
You know what?
I've never used
Yeah, but like you
game.
said,
Nah,
you
oh.
need a little
Yeah, otherwise you get fucked over. Yeah, we'll go
C.
C.
You gotta be
See.
game aware.
Yes, yeah, I was about to say that. You're gonna know how to do game, but not use it. It's like being it's like being a
And
like
so you can recognize game.
it's like being a warrior in a garden, but not being a gardener in a war. You need to know how to do
Exactly.
it, but don't really need to utilize it.
Abundance mindset.
I mean, it kind of falls into the game thing. I think it's very important, to be honest. I used to say no, but I think having experiences with numerous women, I think, yeah, it's important
It
because
definitely is.
it's yeah, like I've been on either side of the spectrum. Autism, that is. No. But yeah, either side of the spectrum. I've seen, like, you know, it's just, yeah.
And if you don't have this is also how you get fucked over.
Yeah,
Dudes get
for
one-itis
sure.
and they
Yeah,
think...
It's not
exactly.
just with women as well. Abundance is everything. Like,
Yeah.
there's not enough money out
Yeah,
there.
exactly,
There's not
yeah.
enough this out there.
Mm.
There's heaps to go around. C tier or B tier.
Can we put
B
a
tier.
B tier? I think we should put a B tier, honestly,
B.
because it could fuck a lot of people.
Meditation D, personally.
There's some people who do need that. shit.
It's changed people's lives.
Yeah.
I can't put it in D tier.
So subjective, like everything on this fucking list.
obviously.
But there are people out there who really need it. Like if you're scrolling all the time and you're fucking, you need things happening all the time. Meditation would
Yeah.
really help you.
I've
Which is
heard-
most people though. So
I've
that's
heard
why
way
it
too
should-
many stories have business breakthroughs from meditation.
Yeah,
So
legit.
Yeah, is it like Hamza who's like stare at your wall?
I think a lot of people just need it these days.
A lot of people do.
Oh, well.
They need it-
I've honestly been trying to fit
Yeah,
it in.
I'm trying to get into it.
Have you got the time for it?
My meditation is the drive home. I just fucking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just turn the music all the way off
Really?
and I just
Would we put a B or C tier?
I genuinely don't feel like I need to
be.
dedicate time towards it because I'll find myself like when you're doing something like, for example, at work where you're using, you know, muscle memory to do certain things, you're going to be thinking about other things because your brain wants to keep you occupied about things you're
Meditation is
actually
about
interested
not
in.
thinking, so.
Yeah, no, it's no.
Meditation is just-
Meditation is about thinking, but being okay within your thoughts. It's about mindfulness.
Yeah,
You
mindfulness.
can't turn off
It's
your fucking
about
thoughts.
being able to stop your thinking, turn your
So
brain
just
off.
clear your mind.
There's
Not
also
meditate, like,
there's
clear
different
your
forms
mind.
of meditation. Like there's ones that people go to. A
Yeah, you can do
happy
I'd say we don't know enough to put it in like anywhere except the middle. To
You can
be
do like the
honest.
Wim
Put it on
Hof
the
method as well.
outside tier.
Put a B tier.
B tier.
Yeah, I was like big.
When I get the time to do it, I'll fucking.
Sobriety.
We've got two of them.
Oh, I thought we-
Oh, S tier.
Sobriety.
Yeah, sobriety. Oh, there's two of these for some reason. I think this is definitely a S tier. Obviously, there's zero reason why you should not be sober. Like
Yeah.
fucking zero reason. Realistically,
Yeah.
you can't even argue with that. Is anyone going to argue with that?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of an argument just for the sake of it.
No, the only
Like, just
argument-
loosen up and get on the
only
piece.
argument is I like it.
Yeah.
That's it.
sobriety
Yeah.
caffeine?
No, hell no.
Yeah, because we drink caffeine.
Bruv, you,
Yeah, but it's
come
not
on.
like a.
Let's be real here. You're drinking alcohol, it makes you a worse human. You drink caffeine, you're just better. So like, why the fuck would that have anything to do with that? Yeah, I think
Put an S tier.
I have not drank alcohol in probably 2 years. No, wait, what the fuck? I haven't drank alcohol since like mid 2020. Cunt. It's been like almost 4 years, and I haven't missed a single beat. I don't give a shit.
And you still recommend it, even though you haven't really
Yeah.
experienced like full addiction.
Bro, this is why people think I'm on steroids because I don't poison myself consistently on a weekly
Exactly.
basis, and I
Bro,
train like an animal.
Alcohol can just keep people in the same position. for
Exactly.
the rest of their
Well,
life.
that's what it did to
S
me.
tier, bro.
I'd say it pretty much put my life on pause for like a solid 2 years that I was drinking. We got it. We got, we
You
got
got
two of
sobriety
them.
there again.
Yeah, I think we got two.
Let's put it in S again. Fuck it.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, there you go.
Important it is.
Fucking sober up.
Yeah.
Sober up, you fuck.
Dental care.
It's gonna go on A.
I reckon-
Cause a lot of heart problems if you don't take care of
Yeah.
your teeth.
Really?
So specific.
yeah.
Why have we got such a specific one in
I
there?
don't know. It's gonna go on A tier.
Yeah, but with like the whole self-improvement, that's just normal.
Yeah, shouldn't you
like,
just be?
Fucking normal.
Can we just
Brushing-
put that?
Nah,
You're
well,
not
no,
brushing your
dental.
teeth.
No. Well, dental care is like.
It is deeper than you think.
No, I'm not saying it is deeper, but the fact that this is like we're talking about this.
Nah, 'cause-
everyone should be brushing.
Yeah,
No, it's
Everyone
not.
Isn't brushing their teeth.
It isn't just brushing your teeth. It's also Invisalign, getting your teeth corrected,
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
veneers,
Can
getting
affect
them
your whole
whitened,
jaw and
like
everything.
things like that. It can be. It's almost within looks maxing. It's like a hybrid of hygiene and looks maxing. So
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah,
And also, like, I have a.
S tier. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
I don't think it's.
But I bet
It's not S tier. There's definitely more
Most
important
people
things.
should be brushing their teeth every day.
I think
still A.
personally, I think it's subjective. I think if you're from the United Kingdom, I think you should definitely go to S.
Hey, that's all right. I'm pretty much. Also, when I have a genetic heart defect, and the
Yeah.
first thing they told me was make sure you
Make sure you
keep
take
your
care of
teeth.
your teeth. Yeah.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
How does that work?
It's linked. It's linked to your heart. I have to get into it, but
I haven't
Look it
looked
up.
into it too much.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's just. Crazy.
Next one, gelting. I'd say
S tier, easy. No questions about it. Easily S tier.
Took
Personally.
me from 2 to 3, so
Yeah.
I wonder if people are actually going to think.
I don't know, man. Personally, I'm trying to.
Should we actually take it seriously?
No, I'm taking it seriously. I think joking got me from a modest 4 to a better Drake. So I think S tier is probably optimal.
What are we actually saying about joking?
I don't know, it's fucking-
No,
what does it actually do? Like, does it actually work?
It's supposed to make your dick longer.
Yeah, it's like stretching the dick muscles. I
I
think.
heard it just fucking like.
It ruptures your cock.
It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep.
No,
Or just leave it down the bottom. I don't know.
for record, I don't think anyone here has tried joking, and if you have secretly, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but-
sometimes I'll be in the. I'm not
never-
doing
I don't even
joking,
know how
but
to
sometimes
do
you'll be in the shower, just be playing around with it, stretching it out and shit. But
Really?
like, yeah, you just.
yeah, your cock's like everyone plays with their dick. Let's be real.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not looking up
But is there any
tutorials.
reason why you shouldn't joke? Like, is there the downsides to joking?
Yeah, you damage your cock, bro.
True. You don't.
Well, you don't
Well,
have
I feel
like
like
Someone
a.
tells me, "Oh, I've tried joking."
Well, okay,
I'm trying to. You've just told me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
If you're perfectly fine with it, you just don't fuck with it, bro.
Skinny
Leave it.
penis syndrome. Is
I'd be
what that
scared of
would
it, like
be.
something happening and it just like gets small.
like rupturing or something.
Yeah, no, I'm
I mean,
happy.
Put it in C tier.
Realistically, if you're afraid of something happening to your dick, your cock is not hard enough, and yeah,
I'm chilling, but so put it in D, I
C
reckon.
tier or D tier?
just D.
D.
I don't know why we're considering C tier.
It doesn't work.
This is,
real try.
for the record, this is a meme. Yeah.
All right.
Any of my co-workers watching this, there's a meme. so-
Hygiene.
S tier.
With that S tier? Because like no one wants a
Yes.
grotty cunt. And like this, do you ever just look at people and you're like, just have a fucking shower?
Yeah.
Bro,
you
there's
smell
some gremlins I see on a daily basis, and I know for a fact that I have showers.
The teeth thing.
The teeth, it's the skin, it's like the how you smell.
Well, you know that hygiene is an S tier as soon as you smell a person who smells
Yeah.
like shit. Oh, let's be fucking real. So yeah.
It
Why
also
in the
should
building?
Just, it also should just come normal. Like, you shouldn't have to like, oh my god, is this part of self-improvement? Clean
Yeah.
myself.
Literally.
Black pill. We're going through the pills now.
Going through pills now, okay. So we've only got black and red, do we?
We had blue pill. I'm not sure where that went though.
Yeah, I mean that's just default.
Yeah, so you can't even put that
Sorry,
on.
Oh.
I don't remember the pills I'm out. I can't remember.
No, come on. You've had so many opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's more just like a sign of trying to rebellion against the pills.
Yeah, you
More
have to
than
embrace
anything.
the pill, mate.
I think-
embrace
yeah.
the pill
But I
lifestyle.
don't remember what they are.
Okay, so
Black is.
so
We're not even gonna go into
okay, so black pill is just the belief that you are born with your genetic baseline, and then you can't really, like, you're basically just doomed if.
Or isn't it
Yeah,
just
with that
more
being
like
said, though, there's
how
like
you look is everything?
there's a negative and a positive outlook to the black pill. So I would consider myself as positive black pill, if you want to say that. But that being said, though, I don't identify with any pill. It's just shut up. I don't identify with any pill. But if I had to like, if anyone was trying to like identify my channel within a pill, it would be positive black pill. But when I say black pill, I think it's only important if it needs to be. So realistically, people only get black pilled once they've been through shit in life.
Yeah, and they realize why.
Yeah, and
They're
everything.
black pill aware,
So
they
yeah,
become red
I kind of view the black pill as like a puzzle piece that every single shit thing that happens to you, a piece falls together. So
Yeah, so you can start get some clarity.
yeah, that's it.
Clarity is important.
So,
I'd put it
yeah.
in C or B. C,
B. I say B.
B.
I'd say B.
B.
Yeah, because a lot of you people are just completely unaware as to why things are happening and
Yeah.
why your life's playing out
And it
the way
could
it
just be because
is.
you look like shit.
It's either
Oh,
because
brother.
it's because yeah.
It depends again. Like I said, if you're a like a 6 out of 10 guy who holds in a long-term relationship and that's good for you, then it works. But if you're someone who, you know, obviously is quite unfortunate looking and things aren't going well for you, then it's important. So, and then you'll realize why you aren't getting bitches, and then you'll fix it. So red pill I'd say is more important, to be honest with you, because it's more important. I'd say red pill is A tier, and the reason I'm going to say this is because, but let me just say this, is because there's realistically like a timeline. So, you know, the more shit you go through on your life, the more, you know, things you understand. It goes from blue pill to red pill to black pill. God knows what's beneath black pill. I hope there's not anything beneath that. But yeah, it's like a timeline. So red pill is probably necessary for most people. And yeah.
There's some bad shit going on with the red pill. Like, I hate a lot of the space, how it's like game picking up women.
Oh yeah, that's
and,
a bit
like,
cringe.
they belong in the kitchen and shit like that. Like, there's some validity to it, but I think there's a lot of people that are just completely opposite the other way, and it would help if they understood the reality of the world and how you need to have some polarity in
real life,
relationships and stuff like that. I guess it's got to be A tier because
There's a lot of
what-
good and bad.
there's good and bad. Yeah,
So I'm under the belief that red pill is basically like the improvement pill, or is it just
it's not really That's
become
why
the best?
If it was,
I'm not entirely sure. There's people define it different ways.
I'd say the red pill is like a watered down version of the black pill that is still hyper aware of the nature of women and things like that, but it places less of an emphasis on your looks. So it's more to do with like game and alpha mindset.
That's why I don't like the whole like focusing about the women aspect so much because
look, realistically, like whether you like it or not, all these pills are centric around women. Which is cringe, obviously, but it is. So that's how it is. Frame. Yeah, I think that's important, obviously.
So I can speak on frame. So frame, I'm gonna literally put frame in fucking S tier, and I'll tell you boys why.
I'm keen to
because it's so. Give me one reason why you should be in someone else's frame if it's your own life.
Exactly.
Unless you're playing your position, I think frame is the most important. Unless you're a child, when you're a grown man, frame will set you up. I wish I had the whiteboard here to explain it right now, but basically, frame is your life. So frame is your beliefs, everything that you do. And some guys will make a major mistake in relationships or in life in general. They'll go into someone else's frame, or they'll let someone invade their frame. And
so this is okay. Perfect example of me, right? So I don't have a car, right? I am perpetually in women's frame because I'm in the fucking passenger seat.
That's why I always like refuse to be.
It is the worst feeling ever. So yeah, it's very important.
It's frame is basically just like. So you ever see those? And even women talk about this, like when they get a new boyfriend, they just sort of become their boyfriend. They just start holding all the same beliefs and they start getting the same interests. That's a pure example of women getting into their frame.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Essentially,
I'm just going to put it straight into fucking S tier, to be honest.
Yeah, it does need to have some frame because it's attractive to women as well.
Yeah, and like frame is what makes you a man. Like if you think of any boss or whatever, everything's about how it can like serve him, or you know, it sounds bad, but that's the king mentality. It's all about how it serves him and how it can build his empire. And you know what I'm saying?
You'll realize how important frame is when you've got people telling you what to do every single day and you don't like it.
It's like you're in their frame at that point. So.
Life setup, guys. This is a first man classic.
Do you think S?
S tier.
It's your life. That's what you live.
Yeah, that's your life, isn't it? Yeah, that's how you live. Your life.
Well, realistically, life setup is congruent of everything on this list. So yeah,
it is because like you see people at the bus stop like just all
they've got
fucked up,
amazing life
no
setup.
cars, and like you just look at that, you're like that is just a result of like you haven't set your life up. It's just setting your life up. It really that's all.
Okay, the next one's a bit controversial. I'll say it's good, but it's bad. The reason why it's good is because everyone needs to wage max before they can entrepreneur max, if you want to say that. So I'll say A tier.
I don't see it. So when you're young and you don't have a clear cut path of like what you want to do, like a lot of people say start a business, do this and that to like 18-year-olds. Yeah. But they don't even know what the fuck to do. Exactly. So you're almost better off at that age.
Here's
just putting in some fucking hours.
Here's a massive reason, right? Why wage maxing is important is because for me personally, when I was like 18 to 19 or whatever, I wasn't working, and what I could have been doing that entire time was filling my time with wage maxing, which would have had me so much more money than I do now if I just filled in that time. Another thing as well, like you said, if you're in a wagey job, you're going to have so much more motivation to actually leave that job because you hate it so much. You know what it's like. If you're sitting there like unemployed, you're going to have no motivation to do anything because you're sitting there so comfortably. So just getting a wage job to be uncomfortable but also earn a decent amount of money, it's killing two birds with one stone. So A tier.
But I sometimes think it should be B, because what if you don't know what you're going to do and you just end up getting stuck?
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess, look,
like
people...
that happens to most people.
Yeah, look, people who are considering self-improvement are not going to be thinking that way.
You are potentially cucking your life by exposing... Like, you might not... Like, the person going into the job might not have that harsh mentality of this is never what I want to do, and maybe it's just convincing enough to the point where they cuck or cock block their own dreams because they're just comfortable enough, and because they provide so many incentives now, like the union where they give out all these rates for being up on higher floors and all these little extra bonuses. A big wage is the killer of all dreams, so I'm going to put it in B tier.
Yeah, that like the whole like wage maxing. That's, to me, when I think of that, is just I must get the highest wage I can get working for.
I must be the higher prestige.
Bro, exactly. Realistically, a wage is shit because it does not incentivize you to work harder. It incentivizes you to do the bare minimum.
It incentivizes you to work longer.
But for less
time.
Realistically, like my fucking managers or whatever will get pissed off at me if I check my phone for a second or two, or like I slow down for a bit because my back is hurting. It's like, oh, hurry up, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, mate, I care more about my fucking spinal health than a fucking
and the only reason I
a
wouldn't
box to open.
The only reason I wouldn't put it like C or D tier is because like if you stack bread for long enough, you can buy yourself some time to work on some real shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what you did, and I was like one of the best things for you. You got 100,000 followers on TikTok just from what you've saved up from a wage.
Yep.
So it can be beneficial.
Investing.
Investing should come after wage maxing
Does it
and
come
business.
after? Yeah.
So
It's got to be A because it's like
it doesn't make you rich. It just makes the rich richer. So I think it's near the
No,
bottom.
investing can make
Investing makes you everything.
make
And
you-
business is investing.
yeah. And is this
Yeah,
also
investing
yeah.
money.
Look,
talking just
when I
stock market.
yeah, fair enough. When I think of investing, I just think of like into things like stock and shit like
yeah
that.
specific or like would you include
investing in like
yourself?
business equipment, investing in programs, investing in your life? Get that arm away from me.
I'm fucking like wet.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
just
so fucking
so-
humid in here, bro. Got that
It's
aircon
like
blasting
38
too.
degrees for reference.
For reference, boys, it's like 38, 39 degrees.
Today's literally 38
That's
degrees.
why we're just wearing short shorts.
All right, investing. I'm
I
gonna
say
put that
A
in A tier.
I say A tier.
Because I'm talking investing in your own health, investing in every aspect in your life.
So, why is
Cent maxing.
Why does it end in maxing?
Wait, someone say the cologne. What is it?
Jean-Paul Gaultier's parfum.
Are you wearing Jean-Paul Gaultier parfum?
Parfum.
I mean,
Funny enough.
when I asked girls in the city, they all said a guy that smells good.
Yeah.
It's a big thing, bro.
We'll say this, right?
But
the biggest
if
ick you
you're
can give
IT,
it.
your pheromones are enough.
Biggest ick you can give is smelling like poo. So
It's-
I think if you it's what it does is it doesn't add too much. It'll give you like say a quarter of a point, but it can take away a point, like a whole point. So it's you're losing more than you're getting, but it's more just like damage control, scent maxing, to be honest.
What do girls always have in their room? Scented candles. And if you're walking around smelling like a scented candle, they're gonna love you.
And also we've got 5 senses, so like that's 1/5 of the senses
Yeah.
that you're covering right there.
That's actually a good point.
Okay,
yeah.
but
That's a
would you
whole
argue?
ass-
What if your testosterone is so high that your pheromones just is so breedable that?
lost it, mate. So
I don't know.
You lost
Nah,
the
man, you've never had a chick smell your armpits. and get-
ideally you want to combine both. You want to combine both,
Nah, man,
and your
you wouldn't
pheromones will only smell good if you have a good diet. So
That's what I'm
just
saying.
yeah,
And
combine
if you're
both.
high in T as well.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, look.
That's literally how they can sense it.
but I still think having a good.
Have you ever had?
Do not
Listen,
rely on your natural
listen.
scent, people watching this podcast.
Have you
Probably
ever
smells like
had
Cheetos.
a girl dig her nose in your armpits and just love it?
What the fuck?
Yeah. You're all like, what the fuck? Real men know.
Oh well, I know that when I'm sweaty and I finish the gym.
They
session
love that
or-
shit.
I
love
I
that
get
shit.
way more.
I
like,
fucking love the way you
attention.
smell.
They get
Like,
a lot
I
closer to you. I know
I
that.
haven't had a shower in 3 days.
Even if they
darling,
don't
like-
think they're doing it, you notice them. They get real close.
of
smell
course.
myself though when I sweat badly.
Yeah, like, I don't like it. It's because you're not attracted to testosterone. You're attracted to estrogen. That's why you're attracted to. Yes, you're attracted to their pheromones.
Get with the
Smell the
program,
back of their
buddy.
neck.
Brother.
Smell
Wait,
the
so
back.
is that why when I
Oh.
see like a fat smelly guy, I can smell estrogen?
Yes, and like, and that's why,
Your boss
like, you know, a quick hack. There's a lot of porn stars use this. Smell the back of a girl's neck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Watch your dick get hard.
Yes, I do that.
So I'm gonna put it in like.
A. It's gonna be A. Because like
Anyway.
hygiene goes on top of that.
We
'cause-
got way off topic with that one. I went
Yeah,
wild.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
networking. I'm gonna put this in fucking S tier.
Yeah.
S tier, bro.
It's
S
who you
tier.
like. There's
You know, not what
Yeah.
you know.
It's so you can.
I mean,
change
your life will fall apart if you hang around the wrong people, and it will grow if you hang around the right people. It's like everything. It's like you are the average of the 3 people you hang around, and use that to your advantage.
And it's like so OP. Like if you just know one guy that wants to hire you for $200,000 a year, that was just literally just networking.
Yep.
This is who you know.
Yeah. That's. I mean, there's not really much more to discuss. The only reason we are where we are is because of the people we know and the people we are. And
So true.
geomaxing where you live. I'm gonna put this in fucking.
It's a bit
lower
like
tier.
it's very similar to like life setup,
Yeah.
but like we live in Pakenham and we're not dying out
But
here.
if you have good internet and a
Good
good
internet.
amount of space, that's all you
Yeah,
need. It doesn't
exactly.
really matter where you live.
Okay, I know you guys are talking about geomaxing in a sense like it's where you live, but there's a real like different sense behind geomaxing. It's like
it
it was pretty much just created for like subbies to go to like Asia and get laid for the first time. That's all it was really when it first like the term came about.
Is it that easy to get laid in Asia or something?
Yes. If you're white, then yes.
Like, would
But there's plenty over here.
Yeah, there's these Asians here.
If they're born
Oh, but they're
here-
exposed to
Yeah,
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
but
they're
I-
born here, it's nah, it doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
That's what
I
GM
reckon
max
B
is.
for that. I reckon B.
I reckon we can.
If you're-
Somewhat
yeah.
matters.
If you're norming and above, you're good.
I think just for your general like well-being, like I hate when I'm in a shit area. I like.
Yeah.
I'd love like.
Yeah, bro. I've
Good
noticed that like when I was living in Patterson Lakes a while ago, and there was like palm trees outside, and the weather was good.
How good is
Bro,
it?
like my mood is so elevated.
Yeah.
And I notice other people as well when it's a hot day and the sun's out, like at the gym, everyone is like super like happy. They're smiling.
Yeah.
Life is good. It's a fucking shit
It's the
day.
only
It's like
reason people
rainy.
go on holiday.
It's overcast. People are just so like gloom and doomy.
Yeah.
So like living in Melbourne, not ideal, but
B?
I could B tier.
A.
B.
But I say B tier
It's not important.
because you can make shit happen in the middle of
Yeah,
nowhere.
most people do actually.
Yeah.
And then they move.
Yeah.
That's why holidays are a thing.
Purpose S.
It's gotta be S tier,
It's
like-
gotta be S.
We're
Yeah.
gonna reach the limit here.
What? No, but does it not scroll?
it'll
We need to
go.
be like more critical with this.
S.
It has to be
tier.
S tier though.
Purpose.
It has to be S tier.
What is so boys? What is purpose though? What is purpose? Define purpose.
What is your
Figure out what
mission?
the fuck you need to do.
What is your purpose? And why do you make content?
Yeah, so I think it's just like because what do you like? You know when people say like work hard, but if you don't have a purpose, you don't even know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People need to figure it out.
Bro, the last thing I want is to be a person without purpose. So yeah, S tier.
It just breeds like
So-
yeah.
Business and discipline won't work if you don't have a purpose.
Or like a
You're not
reason
gonna-
as to why you're doing
And
it.
don't be
it's pretty much
mistaken, like,
it's pretty much why.
Your purpose can be fucking anything. Your purpose can be, you know, like
And it will change.
anything on this list, literally.
It's just
And,
and
you'll be
you,
much more happy.
and look, without a
fulfilled.
purpose, you can't get into that flow state, and that's where true happiness as a man comes from.
Your purpose is jogging.
Yeah. Someone said it's anything on this list.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy off the podcast.
Testosterone S tier,
Would you say S?
bro.
Actually,
Of course.
Mm,
No, S tier.
I just feel like we need to be a bit more critical because look
because
how
you
stacked
can have
S
too
tier
much.
is.
You can have too much.
No, that's bullshit. You can't have enough.
I know
Yeah,
dudes.
there are a lot of
I know
them.
dudes that would be super high T that are in situations that I wouldn't want to be in,
Yeah.
aka most people's bosses.
Yeah.
It doesn't
How do you know
really.
definitively that they are high in test?
You can just.
I mean, if you actually look up the symptoms of high test, you're looking at things like better mood regulation, better mood in general,
It's true.
better life quality, better muscle mass, better health in
Not
general.
to mention,
Just
if you have,
everything
bro, if you
good.
have low tests, you don't have motivation to do fuck all. So why is this not an S tier?
Actually,
Why,
yeah,
this is the-
why are we considering?
Oh,
this
and
shit?
also in nature, when I was talking about before, like the alpha
Yeah.
that fucks all the female animals,
yeah.
that is
Highest
literally
test.
only solely decided upon by testosterone levels. That's the only difference.
Steroids did I actually just
Definitely
read
going
that?
in S.
Bro, I wouldn't be where I'm at without steroid. No, I'm joking.
If someone thought I was on trend, isn't that wild?
I'm gonna put it in like
D.
C
What?
because steroids can be great. I mean,
How do you know?
You know that
yeah,
from
I don't-
experience, do you?
Nah, yeah. Well, I heard.
D tier.
I've heard a lot of people, but then I've also heard like them saying, "Fuck, I've got so many,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
anxiety."
it's just.
And you gotta,
What-
it's
okay.
a bit, man.
Then how about TRT, testosterone replacement
When you're
therapy?
like
Are we-
40,
when you're 40,
when we're older, what are we
But
saying
like
about that?
when you hear the word steroids, you think of a young guy that gets fucking.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the anabolic steroids that people use, I'm talking about like I'm going D tier to be
I'd
honest.
say D tier because like
Oh, but some people make a career out of that.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if we're talking
I'm going
about
C tier.
wait,
man.
go. If we're
I'm
talking
going
about
B. I'm going A.
wait. If we're talking about like high testosterone is S, some people are born with low test, so they
And
might
they
need to
need
get
steroids.
on steroids. So I reckon C.
I'm actually going
C.
B.
No,
because if you do everything right,
Oh man,
if you-
some people build their personal brands out of
bro,
that.
if you do everything right on this
subjective once
list,
again.
you will never need steroids.
Yeah.
You do everything right on this list, you'll never need
Yeah, that's
steroids.
facts.
Yeah.
but I reckon C though, because
C.
some people are born with very low test.
What about someone like me that's 6'4"
But that's
and
just
like
because you're
can't fill out his
cheaper.
frame?
We've lifted for
Not
longer.
necessarily. It'd
You've
just
been
be
lifting
great
for
to
2
be
years.
jacked.
You've been lifting for 2 years.
And you do
Mm.
boxing as well, so it's gonna make it harder.
Yeah, but realistically, right? Like if you train legs and didn't do
I
as much
wouldn't
boxing,
actually ever do
then you
steroids.
would.
I'm just saying, like for someone my size.
But imagine you did.
Look, it's obviously a lot harder. You could still do it if you dedicated your life to bodybuilding. Then you could definitely do it. I think take steroids, jelk, and you're good.
Alright, so is this the part where we all decide to move one?
Yeah, I guess
Offset
if
somewhere.
we're
Let's
unhappy
go
with
over
one. I think joking still needs to be bumped up one.
I reckon
there can be
joking.
benefits. Like,
Joking needs to be an
It
S
can't.
tier.
No, there's literally no
or is there
benefits.
no evidence that
It's just a
actually
meme.
Evidence.
It's a meme. It's just
It was
fucking
quite
people with
literally in
tiny
here as a
penises
joke.
trying to stretch it. We're losers, bro.
If there's actually zero evidence that it
Just
works,
take the L and make some money or something. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I was
And
trying
then
to-
get a penis enlargement. Fucking.
Oh yeah, if you have to put like
Your penis size should be like the least important thing in everything because like
it just is. It just
like
is,
realistically, like, there's always like a normal like saying where people are like, oh, would you rather
It's just a coat.
would you rather 2 inches of height or like an inch on your dick, right?
I was like, hi.
Bro, your height is visible like fucking
Yeah.
all the time.
I'd say
Your dick
height.
is visible in like the smallest of circumstances, no pun intended. So like,
Because like the difference
Why-
between like 1 and
What
2
is-
inches, like it's not gonna make a difference.
I think
to
if
me, so-
if you got an average sized penis, you're good.
Well, okay, but what about So we're saying jelqing. So we're saying jelqing doesn't work.
this
So
doesn't need to be
theoretically-
talked about anymore.
So theoretically,
It's done.
for someone that is on the lower end, and I'm
It
talking
doesn't
like
work. It's a meme.
sub. Well,
Oh no, real shit though.
It literally
Why
just,
are you so invested in
it destroys the nerve. It literally
Yeah.
destroys
I
the
was a bit
nerves in your
sus,
cock.
man.
Like,
okay, if it destroys the nerves in your
Yeah.
cock, then
no,
bullshit.
just leave it.
No, I think
Why is it on the list?
no, apparently those what are they? Like the
Yeah,
Oh, I was going deep here, bro.
no, you know like the
loser, bro.
you know like the dick pumps.
I don't know.
Like the
I don't know actually, buddy.
they like suck it like it's like joking, but it's got like a machine for it.
Is joking a real word? Is this like a
It's a meme. It's like edging. People are just joking about it when they comment on Instagram.
Let's go on
It's a DT.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, I think we need to make S tier less stacked because like what the fuck.
Oh.
Yes.
Are we moving anything from S tier down?
Let me look shit.
Discipline.
Okay. So hear me out. Business. What if there are some people that just are not right for business?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Probably, I'd say A for business.
Because a lot of people don't ever do it.
A lot of people just don't do it. So I'm gonna put that in A tier because I mean some people are perfectly happy doing 9 to 5.
And
they-
also,
well, at least they claim.
not to mention, we've got life set up here. I know a lot of union guys that make decent money from their jobs.
Yeah,
that are living
and,
like
and they
business
they
owners.
make that become their purpose.
Yeah.
So
And they're living better than a
and
lot
I
of
think
stressed
that's
out business.
Yeah, and I
owners.
think that's cool. So that's why I put business.
Yeah,
in
so
A
like
tier.
life setup negates that.
All right. Networking, purpose, life setup. I mean, it all belong. I think frame actually can go.
Frame, I don't.
I think frame should be A.
Define what frame you mean, because I thought you meant like
Yeah.
body frame when you were first.
No. So your
It's-
frame.
it's your mental frame.
It's your mental frame. It's
like,
like
what you think and what you believe.
And it's like, yeah, and how strong you are in that. Like,
So-
yeah, S.
it's S. It's like who you are.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah,
letting
S.
and not letting you fall into other people's frame, which is like it's like your empire, your set of beliefs.
Yeah, I even noticed like even certain things like for example when I was very into looks maxing and all that shit, and I would notice that my friends would begin like saying like the same slang words that I would be saying. They would be following the same like mindset, like they'd be listening to the same music I would be fucking listening, like all this shit that like, you know, and I noticed that I was not the one changing, they were the ones changing to be like me. So it can be the same thing to do with like relationships as well, like you said. So
or
yeah, it's important.
And an example of having poor frame or not having a frame. Let's say you don't want your girlfriend to go clubbing. Like that's a no go. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But then she goes, no, I need it. My friends are going. I want to dance.
That
And
wouldn't
then
happen if you
you
had frame.
and then you go, oh, all right. I guess if you have to, then you can go. Poor frame. Because
It's like having morals or something.
it's like having
no, it's just sticking true to who
some
you are.
self-respect.
And pretty much, yeah. It's like just not sufficing your own beliefs and values for someone else, and just
Yeah,
staying true to yourself.
exactly.
So yeah, I think
that belongs to be an S tier.
probably yes to yeah. Because if you're someone who's malleable and who's ready to change everything at a will for someone else, you are the submissive. So yeah, S tier.
So do we really not have combat sport and gym in S tier? Because you need one.
Nah, because you need
one.
If you put combat sport on S tier, you need looks maxing there too.
Nah.
It's not even
Combat
close.
sports is the one because that is what we do as humans. We are combat. That's how we got where we are. Like that's we are warriors.
And,
Life is
and
war.
like I said before, there's a reason when you think of great people, you mostly think of combat sport athletes. You don't think of Chico Lachowski.
Yeah,
Most
but
people
you
don't
think
even know
of
who that is.
with that being said though, you think of like combat sports. This is like the 1% of all people. Like this is only a certain amount of people make it. We're talking about the everyday person.
For
The
the-
everyday person is going to benefit more from the gym and looks maxing than the combat sports. Maybe because like okay, every single day you're looking a certain way. Every single day, you know, you're feeling better from the gym. Do you get into a brawl every single day? Probably not.
But
And
it's
realistically,
because of that.
realistically, right? Like, sure, it's important to be able to defend yourself, have that more confidence. But we do live in a society where you know the police will back you and things like that. You know, you've got the law, things like that. So,
That's estrogenic, mate.
That's valid,
but it's true. It's true.
But then you also think, right, so I'm looking better than I ever have right now. Like you looked about 6 months ago, I looked like
Yeah.
shit. That was the exact time I started doing the combat sport. I got leaner. I guarantee my test went up. Facial.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Went up.
One thing
It'll
I
just make you look good.
One thing I've actually noticed, and is a huge looks max, is actually just expending more energy. Like I noticed that a while ago, like you said, this is probably like 6 months ago as well. I only just started my job at Coles, so really the only amount of exertion I was doing was going to the gym and lifting a lot of weights, and I wasn't doing much cardio. Wasn't really like just walking around all that much, and I was in a bulk like surplus as well. So I looked very pudgy even though I was lifting weights. Then I got into lifting, weights more, and then obviously doing more shifts at Coles, and now I'm doing combat sports as well. And just exerting more energy, burning more calories, being on the run, you're not going to be bloated as much. You're going to burn more calories. You're just going to look more refined, like you're an actual, functioning human. So, yeah.
And you even look at some of the most attractive guys. Like, have you seen how much Anthony Joshua gets glazed?
He's 6'6" and a mass monster, but okay.
Heavyweight.
So-
Even Conor McGregor.
I'm just looking at this list right now. I'm feeling like fashion has to go up to A tier because I so heavily believe in fashion because it's how you feel. Like if you get think about there are zero flaws, and when one of these factors has zero flaws, it has to be bumped up because if you're wearing the wrong fit, you feel rinsed the whole day. You feel like shit.
Insecure, you do.
Especially me, man. Like if I'm wearing the wrong fit, I just feel gross. So
Imagine that, but for your face.
And not to mention, right, so because we don't focus on it that much, but if you go into a lot of other communities, that's massive. It's massive, right?
It has to go to A tier.
It has to go to A tier.
It goes A tier. It's not on the same level as looks maxing because fashion is a part of looks maxing. You cannot have those in the same tier. You either could put fashion down one or looks maxing out one. Either one.
Looks maxing can't be S because there's faults.
Bro, come on, man. There are no faults to looks maxing, bro. Okay, no.
Looks maxing doesn't teach you worth ethic, discipline, getting up.
That's why you got all the other shit for.
Getting
This is
up.
why it's a self-improvement tier list. No.
The idea of looks maxing drives women up.
It legit does. If you
It
start
drives
talking
them
about
up if
looks
you're a
maxing,
fucking autistic self-improvement YouTuber like me. Not if you're a normal fucking person.
Yeah,
Look,
but looks
wait,
maxing
let
is
me
like-
explain, bro. If you have fashion in there, fashion is a part of looks maxing.
Okay,
That
so
is the
then
dumbest shit I've ever
If
heard.
it's a part of looks maxing, then
Then
it's
it's part of looks maxing,
tier.
then it's the same tier. Then.
No, because looks maxing is so much more than fashion, cunt.
Nah, it's not, bro.
Fashion is a part of looks
That's what looks
maxing.
maxing is at the start of A tier. It's almost S tier.
They cannot be on the same tier
They
at all.
definitely can be.
is.
It definitely can be because
It's accepted.
to me, there are no faults to fashion, but there are faults to looks maxing.
Like what?
It
And don't-
breeds insecurity. It does. I know. So it does. It does.
without
It do-
an autist. Like it's possible.
That's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about autism. I'm talking about. I know some people that just get so into it, like that's why they go crazy with the lip fillers, and the girls do it too. They have mental
girls are
issues.
fucking-
That's looks maxing. That's looks maxing. Guys, they look retarded when they go so far into looks maxing because they start getting surgery. Like we're actually talking about getting surgery within the looks maxing community. Like when you focus on your looks and that's who you are, and that becomes your.
Every girl.
When I say looks maxing, like realistically, you don't have to go to. That's hard maxing. That's like going next level, getting surgery. Some people, to be honest with you, can benefit from surgery because realistically, like there are people out there that are born with extremely recessed chins and like deformities and things like that. That can change your fucking life, dude.
100%.
And for people who are like average, if you soft max, you're gonna have a halo effect that boosts your entire life. Versus like fashion, yeah, it'll boost you. Is it gonna change the stock of your car? Like this is the analogy I use, right? You've got, and I've used this time and time again. This is why it's not on the same tier because the stock of your car is you, a base as a person, the way you look, naked.
Listen.
No, I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. No.
You have to.
Oh, you listen when Roz. Let me drop some gospel on you, alright?
I'm Dr. Phil. I'm Dr. Phil. Rory speak.
Okay.
I've got another thing.
Let Roz drop some gospel on you.
30
okay?
seconds max.
Okay. Looks maxing you a stock. This is boosting the person who you are as a base character.
Right.
Pretend you are a video game character. You
Okay.
strip all the clothing. That's who you are. You can't change that. Well, you can, but
Your looks is not who you are though.
neither is your fashion.
Yeah.
So fashion is an expression of yourself. So is
Right.
looks maxing.
Right.
Fashion, right? You've got that is the accessories of your car. Your car is the stock. Would you rather a base Lamborghini or Lamborghini or fucking like Toyota Corolla with a shit ton of LED lights?
Okay, that's 30 seconds. Okay, well,
So now
I didn't know this was going to be such a controversial.
Okay, so I'm arguing that one is not better than the other, but they belong in the same tier because I think you could go to a festival, right, or any place in a normal setting. Your fashion defines which tribe you are in. Therefore, being able to get you laid, probably have a better probability of getting laid or whatever you want to get more than looks maxing.
This is true.
There, you could be quite unattractive and wear like a button-up shirt and whatever else is wearing and fit into that tribe, whether you could be the #1 looks maxer and be rejected by everyone because you don't fit in.
There's a reason
Or
that
you're
the
not-
fashion industry is one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Of
And like
course.
90% of shopping centers is just clothes.
It's just clothes. And there's a reason for that, is because when people wear fashion as an expression of themselves, and when you wear the right fashion, you're connecting with other people. Looks maxing is about yourself.
I mean, looks
and-
maxing is like, let's say it's like 10%.
Yeah.
And then like literally the rest of your body's mostly.
And you only
clothes.
looks max
If you think about it
realistically because you're unhappy with where you are, and if you're kind of insecure, I think.
Then
Well,
every
I've
single
seen-
person on this earth is insecure.
Yeah,
If we're talking about like getting girls or like getting, there is so many rich, famous like musicians who are ugly as fuck, but will still get more girls than a really good-looking guy that has nothing.
Because they have status.
Also-
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we
That's
have-
not anything.
Also,
to do
we've
with
missed 3 massive ones: status,
Yeah.
sleep, and delayed
Ooh.
gratification.
Yeah. I will.
They're all
Status.
S.
Status
they're all less, bro.
is A, because you can live without status. So it's important, but it's
That's
not going to
true.
rectify your life. Sleep is S tier.
Sleep S.
You need fucking sleep. Delayed gratification, S tier.
Yep. Sorted.
I was gonna pull these. Let me pull this chat up real quick.
Hey, old chat.
Yeah, I can't even read the chat.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on snakes? Like, are we talking about real world snakes?
Oh, like snakes as in friends.
Yeah, someone being snaked.
I mean, cut them
They're
off.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Cut them
Yeah.
off.
They're everywhere. They're lurking.
Snaked and
They're a little
locked
snake
up.
in the grass.
Oh damn, bro's been thrown in jail. Jeez.
Yeah, cut them off. Like what? It's just
Yeah.
terrible people, I guess. And there are snakes in the grass.
Yeah. We know. We know that. We know that.
definitely know that. And it'll surprise you. Like some people just do that shit.
It's probably like the people you least expect it from.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you, no point thinking about it too much. Just be
Snakes,
like, oh,
snakes go into D tier.
yeah. Just rule them out as snakes and don't.
They belong in Slytherin house.
Slytherin.
What if your casework? Nah, loony. Wait, what?
No, I have no idea what that
I
is.
have no idea what bro's going on about.
Casework. Can you define that? But yeah, so with this discussion of fashion and looks maxi being in the same tier,
That hurts,
well, yeah,
personally.
it's gonna have to.
Alright. I reckon we do an Instagram poll.
If-
It
what's
doesn't
more-
matter.
You'll get looks maxing
well-
overwhelmingly, I guarantee.
Actually, it depends who's posting it. If you're posting
Yeah,
it,
it's true, yeah.
definitely looks
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I mean, I still feel like they belong in the same category.
They don't, but sure. You can think that.
I think it's because you're not into fashion. Like, if you actually look at most
You can,
people,
like-
we
Look,
are the
to be-
least people into fashion.
To be honest, like
This is when you
I can understand where you're coming from.
Okay,
It depends.
listen.
It depends on the environment,
I've
right?
got another one.
It really does. Look,
Okay.
I'll say for events and things like that, it matters for sure. Like you're gonna have to fit in or whatever with the crowd. I want to fit in, but if you're someone who wants to, you can realistically like. I guarantee you get a 6'5" Chad with a fucking god jawline who wears a default clothing item like a black shirt and normal trackies versus a guy who's 5'2" and he's a balding janitor, but he's got a dripped out Supreme shirt outfit and all this fucking
We've
shit.
also make good
Like-
looking people that sleep on an oldie shitty mattress with tissues next to. So I guess it doesn't really make that.
And
That's not really fashion though. That's life set up.
and also,
But I'm talking about looks maxing.
if you pull up to a group,
It doesn't
if you pull up to like a group of people, right?
Got anything?
If you pull up to a group of people and your face is unattractive, they're not gonna mention anything. If you pull up with the most rinsed
think about
fit
it.
in the world,
You're
they're gonna
getting
say
flamed.
something and you're gonna get flamed.
Exactly, yeah.
Sure, they'll say something, but realistically, when you're a subby, they're not going to say anything because it's perceived as rude by everyone because it's how society works. But they'll treat you worse subconsciously. So, looks maxing still goated.
The manager I work with is my manager at work. He's not the best looking guy. But he is the nicest guy I've ever met, and everyone loves him.
Just be
So
nice,
I don't think
bro.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's.
some-
I don't think
some
it's a
cases like
huge
that.
factor looking that good because most people don't actually give a shit what they look like, what each person looks like.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait-
for example,
Just
I'm not
wait
for
until that guy
example,
hits on a
I'm not
coworker.
gonna treat anyone any different because they look worse. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
treat anyone
Yeah.
shit because they are ugly.
I don't think
Like, I'm not
anyone.
that type of person.
I don't
It's
think
just
anyone consciously
me.
thinks that. It's more subconscious. You have a degree of respect for certain people who look a certain way. Like I will even find myself doing that, and that doesn't make me a better or worse person. That just is human nature. Like for example, like I will give more time of a day to someone who looks like they're about it versus someone who isn't, because their physical aspects to them as a person is representative of their everyday habits. And honestly, superior genetics is fucking Nazism as that sounds. Like,
why
And if we were judging, if judging people on their looks was such a bad thing, that would mean every girl would be a bad person.
yeah, true.
So
It's just nature, really.
I think where everything is laid out right now is
Yeah, that's good.
pretty solid.
so
Are we doing this again? really?
yeah, like it's just gonna have to be on the same tier, I'm guessing.
Well, who votes fashion on A tier?
I do.
Because like I said before, you can pull out in a Kmart fit.
And I usually do, but is that fashion though? Because you could pull together worse fits than that. You could just get
yeah, you could be wearing like Muay Thai shorts.
like how many
with-
times do we make fun of people like what the fuck is that cunt wearing?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But then more times than not, like holy shit, that is a huge guy.
It's also as well like there's a reason why models are a thing. They look like chads. They wear anything.
And they become
make the,
fashion models. So
they
they
be-
first get into looks maxing and then become fashion models.
no.
They do it. They do it
they-
for fashion.
They make their raggedy ass. They make their raggedy ass clothes look good because they are chads. Not the other way around. You put a fucking janitor subhuman in the same clothes that models wear. They don't make them look good.
I don't know. Rip Curl does it. And people still buy it.
I'm sure there's
Jeremy Allen White. Explain.
appeal maxed, shredded, tanned, status maxed.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be fashion. It was
Whatever.
hoodies.
Alright, let's just put fucking.
It's good where it is.
Let's just say that's that. All right.
That hurts.
Alright, fashion goes to B. C is A tier.
Alright, fashion goes to the start of B. We'll say that.
It goes to B. I'd say start at B
I'd say
because
looks maxing is a little more important.
you can buy Kmart clothes.
Yeah.
You can buy Kmart clothes and look fine.
Yeah.
Like I mostly just wear plain.
Can we upload this to this fucking? Is this a site? Like, what is this site? Is
Yeah,
this like...
yeah, you can upload it, you can share it and stuff.
Talking what the fuck?
Let's do this to take the piss. Yeah, alright boys, so that is pretty much it. Like that's just it, boys. That's wait, so nothing.
If you disagree, you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna put steroids in D tier honestly, because it's just like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
Why is it 12B?
Hey.
Can we rename the tiers? Can we name the tiers as a little side quest?
Nah.
While Hayden's gone, no.
We'll wrap it up here, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, you can smash the like button. And let us know what you think about this list. Is it right? Is it wrong?
Do you
Is it-
agree or not?
Do you agree, or is fashion and looks maxing on the same tier
Yeah,
list?
this is the question we need answered.
Yeah. Any copes, boys?
Cope of the week.
Yeah.
Cope of the week.
My cope is that I am that I went for a swim because it's 40 degrees.
That's cool.
You went for a swim.
I went for a swim.
You
I
didn't
wasn't
work?
I wasn't working. I was swimming.
Yeah. I don't actually have that many copes. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of one. Or maybe the cope was us not going to the city because it's too hot, and that's a good cope.
Yeah.
That is.
But that's almost a better business move because, like,
Yeah, I guess
would
so.
there be anyone walking around?
Probably not.
Yeah.
And we'd probably be sweating balls as well on the train.
It'd be miserable.
Yeah, it would be pretty shit, eh?
Alright, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Favorite it on Spotify. That would help us a lot, and leave us a good rating because that'll bump us up on the algorithm. And on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe button, and yeah.
Yep, sweet.
I guess I'll see you boys in the next video. Peace out.
Okay, lads.